YouTube, what's up? Back again for another daily fishing video here on Andrew Upshaw Fishing. Guys, today we're going to talk about something I did over the weekend. I was able to go to the Miami Dolphins New York Jets game. And I wasn't there just to be a spectator. There was a lot of things going on, and I want to kind of fill you in on exactly what went down. But real fast, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you do that. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Hit the notification button and then click that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video. So guys, we went to the Dolphins-Jets game. Obviously, the Dolphins blew that game out. There's no doubt about it. They destroyed the Jets. And it was kind of unfortunate because we were kind of pulling for the Jets for a couple of different reasons. But I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about what's going on behind the scenes. You know, everybody knows me as a fisherman. Everybody knows me as the host of Let's Fish TV, fishing, all this stuff, whatever. You know me for YouTube. You know me for all the stuff that you see day to day. And every once in a while, I'll trickle in some stuff about my son, Kane, when it comes to football. But, you know, every year, this same weekend, we try to go to an NFL game. You know, we do that to celebrate Kane's birthday. That's his present. We take him to a game. We do these things together. And it's just because he loves football that much, and he likes to see the players and people we watch on TV forever, you know? Like, in this situation, he wanted to see Garrett Wilson. He wanted to see Waddle. He wanted to see Tua. Because he's a fan of players. He's a fan of football. And so am I. And I mean, that's how I raised him. We're not super loyal to one team or another. We've just always kind of supported football players. You know, we really enjoy football. So, that was a big deal for him to be able to go to that game because he is a super big fan of both teams, truly. But with that, we were kind of given an opportunity, you know. So I'm going to backtrack just a little bit, probably around Halloween. I got a message from a really good friend of mine that I went to high school with that played in the NFL. His name is Ben Wilkerson. And I don't really talk about it very much, but Ben is an assistant coach for the New York Jets. And Ben and I have talked quite a bit. My dad coached him, you know, like he's always been a really good friend of ours, and we've kind of lost touch over the years. I mean, golly, you know, he played in the NFL, he coached in the NFL. I'm fishing all over the place, busy as all get out. I have, I think, 400 messages on my phone that I haven't responded to. And it's not because I don't like to respond to people, it's just because I'm so busy all the time. But you know, Ben messaged me and was like, hey, I've got to do this thing for my cause, my cleats. I have one day to turn this in. I really want to support Hemphill Youth Football. I'm the president of Hemphill Youth Football, so I help run the entire league, and I have a great group of people behind me that I wouldn't be able to do everything I do without those people because they definitely are a huge, huge part of what I do. But he messaged me and he asked for the logo. He asked for, you know, a couple different things, and we sent him all the information that we have on it. And then I didn't hear from Ben for a little while. I think it was about a month and a half. And I get a message from him, and he's like, hey, you're already going to the Jets-Dolphins game. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be there. He's like, hey, I've got a kind of a surprise for you. You know, I want to do some stuff with you. I'm like, all right, cool. I said, we're already going to be there. We bought tickets already. We'd already got plane tickets, all that stuff. Well, we fly to Miami, and we get there, we get to the game, and Val had luckily gotten some amazing seats. I honestly, we got them way cheaper than we got last year. It was unbelievable, the seats that we got. And we're sitting there, and I see a friend of mine, you know, coaching in the NFL, and I'm watching him from the side, you know, from the field. And it's just like the most surreal experience because you're sitting there like, I am like super big fan of that. And I mean, I come from a coaching family. My dad was a head football coach for 30 plus years. You know, I've just been integrated into sports my entire life. And it's something I'm extremely passionate about. So I took a lot of pictures of Ben out there and all that stuff. And I texted him, I was like, hey, I can see you. You know, just kind of be that awkward fanboy moment. And he's like, hey, where are you? And I wave at him, and he signals me over, and he brings me something. And this is what he brings me. And this is our Hemphill Youth Football, My Cause, My Cleats, NFL cleats, in which I did get him to sign them. But this is the Hemp Hill Youth Football. These are size 14, which is his shoe size, not my shoe size, obviously. But he brings me these My Cause, My Cleats. So it's a one-of-one. It's a one-of-a-kind deal. And brings them to me. And gives them to me. Like, straight up, here you go. This is for you. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, you really just blew my mind here. Like, I didn't even know what to think. Because, like, it might be the coolest set of cleats. And the other cleat is a little different. You know, it doesn't have the Hemp Hill Youth Football on the side, but it has the Hornet logo, Hemp Hill Youth Football, right there on the back. But, like, probably the coolest gift I've ever gotten in my entire life. As far as just uniqueness and stuff like that. So he gives us this gift, and you know, as the president of the board, you know, of the Hemp Hill Youth Football League, it was very meaningful to us, you know, like, to be able to bring that kind of awareness to the club that we have. And, you know, it opens us up for more donations and stuff like that. You know, it allows us to do more for the kids, because that's our ultimate goal, is to, what more can we do for these kids? And the group that I have, the board members that I have 4 different board members on. Every single one of them has the same goal as me, and that is, we're going to volunteer. We're going to do every single thing we can to help these kids not only get better at football, but find the love of the game and figure out a way to do it to where they don't have to pay a dime. And right now they are having to pay, and the awareness that Ben gave us with that was unbelievable. I mean, it really hit my heartstrings, and it made a really big deal to me. And I wanted to share that experience with you guys, because it is a big part of my life. And I know some of you probably clicked off by now and you don't understand, you don't care, and it's not fishing, and I get it. But it is a massive deal to me, you know, and it's something I've worked on for a long time. Now, the next part, I definitely didn't expect. You know, we're standing there, and he asked Kane, because, you know, obviously Kane's there, and Kane has a Sauce Gardner shirt on. He's like, hey, who do you want? Is there anybody on the Jets you want to meet? And he's like, I guess Sauce Gardner, you know. And Ben literally walked out on the field, grabbed Sauce Gardner, walks him back. He autographs Kane's jersey, and we get to meet Sauce, and we get to do all this stuff, and I got to talk to him for a minute about Hemp Hill Youth Football and everything we're doing, and the dude was insanely nice, like, beyond nice. And, I mean, to take his time to just come over there and just say hi was pretty awesome. But, I mean, he did more than that. He talked to us. Well, fast forward through the game. Obviously, the game wasn't the most successful. The Jets got eliminated from the playoffs. I was happy to see the Dolphins win, because I am a fan of the Dolphins. I had probably actually, it is my favorite coach in the NFL right now is Mike McDaniel. I think he's hilarious. I love his coaching style. I love his enthusiasm. And he's definitely somebody that I look up to in the coaching realm of things, beyond everything else that I do. But I'm a huge Mike McDaniel fan. So, you know, that was good to see them win. But after the game, Ben gave me this pass, and it was a pass for friends and family area to go see their friends and family from the game. And I wanted to talk to Ben a little bit more about a few things that are going on back at the house, and honestly, that was my whole goal, was just to be able to talk to him a little bit more about everything, thank him and stuff. Well, in that moment, we get over there, and all these players start coming in. Okay, so, and I'm saying, like, Garrett Wilson, Zach Wilson, Alan Lazard, C.J. Mosby, Dalvin Cook. I mean, all these big name NFL stars are just walking by us like it's no big deal. Just, hey, how's it going? They're hugging their moms and dads and brothers and sisters and wives and girlfriends and everybody else. And I sit there and I take a picture. You know, we're just kind of like taking pictures of people. We're not really like trying to talk to anybody, because, you know, like, they're trying to spend time with their families and stuff, and I don't want to interrupt anything. And Garrett Wilson, him and his family or friends or whoever they were with, they're trying to take a selfie with like 4 people. And if any of you have ever tried to take a selfie with 4 people, you know it's pretty difficult. And he's trying to take a selfie, and he's like, hey, I'll take a picture for you. Like, I mean, if you need help. And I'm like, oh, absolutely. And I take a picture for him. And he thanks me, and I'm like, no big deal. And I kind of walk back over there with Kane and Val, and we're just standing there waiting on Ben to come back out. And Garrett's like, hey, he walks over to me, and he's like, hey, I want to autograph something for you for taking that picture. And I'm like, are you sure? I was like, I was just doing it to just try to be nice, like what I would do for anybody, you know? He said, absolutely. And we start talking, because obviously the one team that we are big fans of in college football is Ohio State, and we're always big Ohio State fans, and Garrett Wilson is easily one of our favorite people. The dude was the nicest guy that I think I've met in a long time. I mean, he sat down, like, we sat there and talked about Ohio State football. We talked about the game. We talked about Kane and everything Kane had going on. Like, he wanted to know it all. Like, he was so nice. And, I mean, like, for somebody that just took a butt whipping, it'll teach you a lot about humility. Like, somebody that just took an absolute thrashing. Like, they lost, 30-0? They got eliminated from the playoffs. A lot of big things happened that day, because they still had a chance up until that day. You get eliminated from playoffs and still have that kind of positive attitude. That was unbelievable. Easily one of the best moments I've had in a long time with an athlete at that level, especially. And I haven't met a lot of athletes at that level. I'll be honest. Like, I've met a few. But that was pretty inspirational to me, because he put aside everything that was going on and that went on that day, and was so nice to Kane. Like, that is a memory Kane will never forget for the rest of his life. And I won't, because I went full fanboy, because I had a card of his in my pocket, and I'm trying to get it out of the sleeve, and I was like fumbling, and my wife was making fun of me, because she's like, oh my God, Andrew went full fanboy. But it was just kind of unbelievable that somebody would take their time to speak to us. I thought it was pretty awesome. So beyond just the My Calls, My Cleats, we got to meet a couple of really awesome guys, and you kind of get to see behind the scenes on that these dudes they're real people, they're human, and they really do give a crap about people. So it was pretty awesome to see that, and to have this whole experience. So I just wanted to share that experience with y'all. Once again, I know this isn't fishing related, and I apologize if you watched it and that's what you wanted, but this was a big deal to me, and I really appreciate you guys. Christmas is right around the corner, and I just wanted to give y'all a positive story, a positive, atmosphere of what went on this past weekend, and I'm so thankful for you guys that watch my channel every single time I post a video. So thank you guys. If you don't see me before Christmas, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on the next one.